Hey guys, and welcome back to World War II Solitaire Board Game channel, episode 2 of 20th Air Force 2nd edition. Let's just dive right into it. We're in December 1944, it's the 4th turn. We move their AA and roll a 3-6, which is going to be track number 2. So we move it from track 4 to track number 2. Here we go, and let's see if we need to reinforce any group. Nope, but we have new groups. However, they do not have any new groups this turn. So then we go to our turn, and we do have new groups. We in fact actually have a lot of them. So we have 4 new bomber groups, which is gonna help us out a lot, because I do feel a little bit limited currently with only my 7 groups. So with these I now have 11 groups instead, which is a great improvement. We do take that one in the return to base box, and our manufacturing is still only at 2 squadrons, so we do get 2 more bomber squadrons. Gonna attach 1 each to the 2 groups that miss any squadrons, and then just 1 additional one. So I now have 3 groups which have 2 squadrons. Add remove bombing campaigns, and that's going to happen for the first time. We have mine laying missions, and there is a total of 5 of them. And these mine laying missions are actually pretty cool because they're high altitude precision bombing, and there's no AA. So the only thing I can take damage from is interceptors, and interceptors doesn't happen a lot when you're doing those high altitude bombings. Bombing my navy, which starts in turn 11, so that's not going to happen. And mission construction. So I'm going to have to bomb, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least one of those missions. So I'm going to choose this one in track number 3. And let's see the enemies here. There's 6, 8, 10. So I could potentially lose 2 squadrons. I use a group with 2 squadrons. And I think that's the only mission I'm going to do. I think I want to hit some oil production. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I could take out 10 points of oil production. So what about going to Tokyo actually? That would be great because that's exactly 10. So I'll take Tokyo. And again, it's going to be high precision bombing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And guess what, guys? I'm just going to leave them here. You know, these are the groups used for that, so we don't have to waste time. Execute mission. So let's go ahead and start with Tokyo. Only on a roll of 5 to 6 do they intercept. And roll 6, so all of them actually do intercept. Ooh, wow. Okay, so let's calculate the AA. 6 plus 3, that's 9. 13, 15. 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27. Okay, so 27, that is gonna be, oh man, is for the 13 and a half, so it turns into 14. So we use the 13 column. And we roll a 4 on the 13 column. That is just 1 damage, 1 destroyed. That's not too bad actually. I was expecting it to be worse. And then we get to far back, so we have 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and 52 with the 2 lost. That's going to be 26, so we use the 25 column. And that's a good roll on the 25 column. That is 2 damaged. 3 destroyed. Well, that's pretty good. I was going to have to check that. Yeah, 2 damage, 3 destroyed. So let's see here. 2 damaged, and that's going to be these, I guess. And 3 destroyed. So these are, and actually with the Japanese, you don't have that like you have in the 8th Air Force. Basically, all of them are actually destroyed. They all go out of the game into the dead pile. There's no, like in the 8th, where you have that box specifically for damaged forces, or the return to base, where we put our damaged forces. Because they're actually not damaged. They just return to base because, you know, I guess they back down. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do 10 damage to the oil production. And that gives us this, which is recon. So our recon is now completed. And what recon does is when you do low altitude bombing against major cities, you can use, instead of the 2 random, where you get 2 random targets, you use the 3 randoms table, so you can hit 3 targets for each bomber that you send. Ore production is now destroyed, so Tokyo is 25% destroyed. And that means we have done all of the research we can now, since we have no A-bomb. And Tokyo is done. And then we go to the mine laying mission. And we have an interception this time, and it's half of them. So this guy is going to intercept. His combat value is 6, and half of it is going to be 3. So we use the 1 column. And that is going to be 0. And we get to far back, and we have 6 as well. So we also use the 1 column. And we roll a 3, and that is nothing. So the mines are effectively bombed. And now you recognize this system from the 8, where you put one of those. So they are going to be able to repair it. Score campaign's victory. So the campaign is 1 to the left for 1 bomb target. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right because of the 4 unbombed targets. Tally, air, oil, infrastructure damage. So infrastructure is still at 0. Housing. Infrastructure is at 3 hits totally. Oil is at 10, 16 hits. And air production is at 2, 6 hits. So one small fog of war that I can tell you have already happened, that's the oil production, right? When you bring that lower, you get -1 to -4. What that minus mean is that when the enemies are intercepting you, you get to remove that number of interceptors from the fight. So for example, in this fight, where all of them intercepted, with a -1, we would have removed not one group, but one of the squadrons from the group. So the enemy would have had 2 less in combat value. However, that would not have, I do not believe that would have changed the column that we would have used, because we were really close to the next one. So I don't think it changed the game in any way possible. Also, when you, it was the same with this one, because it was this one, because it was a 4 and 2. And that's 6, so that's 3. So we used the first column. So even with just that guy, it would have been the same column. So I do not think it changed everything. One thing to note with that oil level is that even if it's -4 and you have 3 interceptors, there can never be 0. So if there's 0, what you do is you take the strongest one. So if these are intercepting and you have a -4, you use only this guy's value because he's the strongest interceptor. And I believe that is it for our tallying. And then we have their manufacturing. So they are still at 5. Ooh, and with the 5, that is going to give them 5. So they are getting really strong, really fast. So first we roll for this guy. And we roll 6, 4. So that's going to be track number 5. And then we place these out. There we go. Research, and we're done with the research now, so we're gonna skip this step every other turn now. Bombing campaign repair. Roll a 6 and a 3, so unfortunately this is repaired. And then we have major city repair, but I do not believe that we have any damage that can be repaired. No, we don't, so we skip that as well. And that means now that we enter 1945 January. We start by moving the AA. We roll a 3, 2. So that's going to be track number 2. Which is already in, and then track reinforce, but that's not going to happen. New groups, no new groups for the Japanese. And then it's my turn, and I do get new groups. I get some more B-29s. 2 of them actually. And then for the very first time I get to manufacture a total of 3 squadrons. So I am growing, and then we get the 1 guy that's in the return to base. Remember, you get half of these, so if there's 4 of them, you get 2, but you always get at least 1. And that's it. We'll give the 2 groups without any squadrons 1, and then just 1 to 2 random ones, so they have 2. Add remove bombing campaigns. There's no new bombing campaigns. Mission construction. Okay, so we have to bomb at least 2 of these missions now. So I'll send, and they're high altitude bombings. I'll send 1 over here. Actually, maybe that's a bad one. So I'll do one here, and then 1 over here. And then let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I want to hit their oil production first. So with 11, that's 6, that's 5. Okay, so I can go to Osaka with 5 groups. Whoops. And then I can go to Yokohama with 3 groups. And then finally I can go to Kawasaki with 3 groups. And that's going to be it. Execute mission. All right. So we start with the bombing here. We're all on the interception table. They're all high altitude bombings, so they only intercept on a roll of 5 or 6. 5 means half, 6 means none. So we are not intercepted, and remember, there is no AA with the mine laying missions, so you're totally safe if they do not intercept. So first bombing was successful, and then we go with Osaka. And a roll of 5, so half of them will intercept. And look here now, we have a -2 to the oil level. So only these one is active, these 2 are not active, but we're still able to shoot them down. So their AA value is 5, 8, 12, and that's going to be 6. So we use the 4 column. And on the 4 column, that is 1, so there's 1 destroyed. And then we have 8, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It says 12 and a half, that's 13. So we use the 13 column. And on the 13 column, our roll of 4 is 1 damaged, 1 destroyed. So these ones go away, they're destroyed. And this guy flies back. And we have 5 of them to do damage on Osaka. So we do 5 points of damage to oil, and it goes now to 75% damage. That's how much we want. So we're basically done now with Osaka. And then we have this mine laying mission. We're all on the interception table, no interception, and there is no AA. So it has officially been bombed. And then we have Yokohama and Kawasaki. We start with Yokohama. And I'm unlucky with the interceptions, to be honest. There's quite a lot of them. And we have still a -2, so we count away this. We only count this one because this has an attached squadron. So it's 2 including the squadron. So you don't, it's not 2 groups. It's 2 squadrons or groups. You start with the weakest ones, of course. So AA is going to be 5, 7, 10, 14, 16, that's 8. So we use the 7 column and roll a 4, and that's going to be 1 damage, 1 destroyed. And then our AA value is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17, that's going to be 8.5. So we use the 7 column. And a 2 means 1 damaged. And remember, for the Japanese, it doesn't matter if it's damaged or destroyed. So we survived. We get to do 3 points of damage to Yokohama. And we do it to the oil production. So oil is now completely destroyed. It's 25% destroyed, the city. And they return to base, victorious. And then we have Kawasaki. Also high altitude, but there's no interception. AA is going to be 5, 7, 10. So that's 5. So we use the 4 column. And a roll of 2 means no damaged. We do 3 points of damage to Kawasaki. So we destroy the oil production, and Kawasaki is now at 50% damaged. Yeah, you have to remember to do, if it's a high altitude bombing, take the combat result, multiply it by 0.5, so you take half of it. Sometimes I forget. If I ever forgot in this turn, I apologize. I try to remember. Score campaigns. So we have the mine laying mission. We have 1, 2 that is bombed, and 1, 2, 3 that are unbombed. So we're 1 from being sacked. Tally air, oil, infrastructure. Housing is at 0. Infrastructure is at 3. Oil is at, it's almost completely destroyed. 10, 13, 16, 22, 27. So we have a -3 now on oil. That's really good. And then we have air, which is at 2, 6 still. Okay. Manufacturing, they're still at, they're at 5. So 6 hits. So manufacturing, they roll a 3, and that means 4. So they get 1 group and 3 squadrons. And we roll for this sucker. And roll 3, 1. So that's track number 2. And squadrons, actually the first one goes to this guy. And second and third to these 2 fellas. And research, skipping it, bombing repair. So we do the bombing campaign repair. 3 and 1, well, that's unfortunate. They do repair 1. And there's not going to be any, because there's no damage they can repair from any of these tracks. So we go to the next turn. And this is the last turn of this video. We are in February 1945. We move AA. And it's going to go to track number 1 this time. There's no need to reinforce any areas. And they will actually get some reinforcements, and quite a lot of them. But so will we. So they get 2 new fighter squadrons. And it's soon going to be time to try to take these out as soon as we have the air production down. So roll for the placement. First one goes to track number 1. And he's strong. He has a 5 combat value. Next one goes to track number 3. Let's see here. 4, 5. Yep, track number 3. Which is over here. And I like to put them strongest on the left side, so combat is done quickly. And then we have our groups. So we get 2 bomber groups, which I've already put here. And they do get 1 squadron attached to them each. And then we get to return to base, and we manufacture 3 squadrons. So we're getting quite strong now, but I still feel like we need to get a move on, because we're almost halfway through the game. And we have not any minor cities to bomb yet. What did I do? What did I do? I don't know if I took a group and put under another group, or if I'm looking at my recording equipment instead of on my board. But I think we're good to go. Okay. And then we have add, remove bombing campaigns that are no use. And mission construction. Okay, so we have to bomb, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We have to bomb 2 of these mine laying missions at least. So I'll go with this one. And then I'll go with this one. And then we have 5, 10, 13. So we should do the last oil. That's 3 points. And then we should take out some air production. So let's do, feel like I want to do Nagoya, which is over here, has 9 points. So we'll do Nagoya, and then we'll do the air production in Kobe. Sorry, the oil production in Kobe, and Kobe is over here. So we send total of 3 groups to Kobe. And then the remaining ones we will send to do the air production in Nagoya. And Nagoya is over here, so I don't bother moving these. You know it's Nagoya. We save some time. Execute missions. Okay, let's start with Nagoya. You know the interception on high altitude, 5 or 6. They intercept 5, half of them, 6, all of them. Roll a 6. So in Nagoya, we're going to face all of these. However, in the oil now we have a -3. So we only care about these guys' combat value. So we have 4, 7, 10, 14, 16, turns into an 8, so we use the 7 column. A roll of 4, so that's going to be 1 damage, 1 destroyed. And we get to fire back. We have 12, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 52. That's going to be 26, so we use the 25 column. On the 25 column, that is 1 damage, 1 destroyed. So, which should have been all of them, actually. So, these ones are going to be the weakest squadrons. 1 damage, 1 destroyed, and all of them are destroyed if it's the Japanese. And we survive, so we get to bomb with a total of 7, 8, 9, 10 points. And in Nagoya, we do all of them to air production. So air production is destroyed. It's at 50% destroyed now. And we get this one, which is a bomb dud. And we have 1 more point to do destruction, and we do it to the infrastructure, although they're just going to repair it, so there's not much point in doing it. And then we go to track number 4, and we do the mine laying mission first. And we roll a 4, so there's no interception and there is no AA. So we're good. And then we have Kobe. And roll a 4, so there's no interception. There's still 8 AA, so we use the 4 column since it's the half. And we roll a 5, so that means actually 1 damage, 1 destroyed. That's a little bit unlucky. 1 damaged, 1 destroyed. And in Kobe we have 3 groups. So we do it in the oil production. Oil production is done. It's 25% destroyed, the city of Kobe. And then we do the last mine laying mission and roll a 3, so there's no interception, there's no AA. So it's done. Score campaigns, we have 3 bombed mine laying missions, 1, 2, 3, and we have 2 unbombed, it's 1, 2. Tally air, oil production. Oil production is destroyed completely, it's at 30, that's -4 for their interceptors. There's no new damage to air production, right? Oh yeah, there is this one. Why didn't I should have done that last turn, right? Or did I do this? No, I did it this turn. Sorry, so it's going to be a total of 11, 15. So they're at 3 in air production now. That's really good. And then we have the infrastructure, which has a total of 4 hits. So -1 to reroll still. Manufacturing, and we're at manufacturer level 3 now. So that's quite a lot better for us. They roll a 4, and they're just going to get 2 squadrons from that. This one. and then this one. And research, bombing repair, bombing campaign repair, 5 and 2, so 1 is repaired unfortunately. And then major city repair, you roll on the major city table. We're at mid now with a -1 to the roll, so roll 4, and in mid that is going to be 5 repairs. However, there is just 1 point, so 1 point of damage, and that is the end of the turn. We now go to turn 7, which is March 1945, and that's where we're gonna end this video. Again, guys, I do hope that you really enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed so you don't miss out on the next episode of the 20th Air Force campaign. Don't forget to comment and like. The comments are the most important ones, because that way I see that someone is actually watching, and I feel, you know, like it's worth it to do the campaign or another campaign. So if you like my campaigns, don't forget to comment. Just something, it doesn't have to be something complicated. Just say nice video, or you go, whatever. Go 20th Air Force, that's it. Well, guys, I will see you in the next episode. Again, thank you so much for watching.